Today we're going to learn about two different forms of a linear equation, slope-intercept form and point-slope. Both have different situations where they are more useful than the other one. So let's take a look. The first one we're going to look at is slope-intercept form. We have seen this one before, and in this form it is really easy to identify two pieces of information. Slope-intercept form very easily tells you the slope, represented by letter M, and the y-intercept, represented by letter B. To use this formula, you have to make sure that y is on the side by itself. This form is really useful if you're trying to graph a linear equation. So let's take a look at a couple examples. Equation number 1 is already in slope-intercept form. So my slope is 2 and my y-intercept is 0, -3. That one was easy. If we look at equation number 2, we see it's not in y-intercept form. I need to get that y by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to need to rearrange this equation to get y by itself. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Now I can see that my slope is 1/2 and my y-intercept is 0, 2.5. I just wrote that fraction as a decimal. Let's jump down here to equation number 4. Equation 4, y equals 5, is a horizontal line that sits at y equals 5 the entire time. I could also rewrite it as y equals 0x plus 5. This tells me I have a slope of 0, meaning it's going to be a horizontal line, and a y-intercept at 0, +5. Let's take a look at point-slope form. Point-slope form is really useful when you've only been given 2 points, because using those 2 points you can find the slope and then plug them into your equation. So our first step is we're going to need to find the slope and then use the first point and the slope we calculated and plug them into our formula. Let's try an example. Let's say I need to write an equation using these 2 points. Well, my first step is I need to find the slope. My slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract my y's and subtract my x's. -3 minus -6 is the same thing as -3 plus 6. So I end up with a slope of -5/3. So I can plug that into my point-slope formula. I need to pick one of the ordered pairs from above. I'm just going to pick the first one. And right here, I'm supposed to plug in the y. I plug in the slope. And then I plug in the x. And so my final answer will be if your problem asks you to leave it in point-slope form, then you're done right here. If you're being asked to graph it, it might be easier to move it into slope-intercept form. And that's really easy to do. We're just going to get y by itself. So I'm going to take my equation distribute, and then get y by itself by using my opposite operations. Now I was able to write an equation of that exact same line, but now in slope-intercept form. So here was point-slope form, and here was slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form quickly tells you the slope and the y-intercept. Point-slope form immediately tells you a slope and a point on the line.